So
gut goddess, gut institute, gut everything, right? It's all about the gut. But has it always been this way? Let me start with that because we actually, right before we jumped on, we're talking about how prevalent gut issues are today. But has it always been this way? Do you feel that the gut was always this guiding kind of piece and so intricate and so relevant in health overall?
oh, absolutely not. Like, I mean, I come from pharmacy. We're all like very, protocol driven, recipe driven for meds, right? Medications. And then
Yep.
when I switched, it was all about when I switched to functional medicine, it was all about like, oh, food is medicine. But I quickly realized food is not enough.
Mm,
Food is just the minimal basic, but food also can kill people.
yes.
People with mast cell inserts, mast cell activation syndrome, or mold toxicity or Lyme disease, their guts are so racked with different infections, co-infections from all kingdoms of pathogens, viral, parasite, which is eukaryotic, and then another eukaryote is yeast and fungal and bacterial, and they can't eat anything. So if
Mhm.
they ate like, let's say histamine-based food, like I love fermented foods, and I think people should be able to eat foods because our ancestors ate foods. That was before refrigeration, which was really up to like, 100, 150 years ago. Everybody ate fermented foods if because that was the only way to preserve our really, good vitamin C rich foods we needed to prevent scurvy during winters. And if they eat it, they would die. Like, so I made a histamine-free probiotic, which is just life-saving. It's SIBO friendly, it's gut safe for most people. But most people, if they have really severe gut problems, they can't even tolerate a pinch of it. And that's sad.
Yeah.
Even
No,
colleagues I have, I'm like, that is a litmus. Your gut is super fucked up. I don't need $2,000 test to tell you, okay, you need help. Your gut is really messed up. And that includes a lot of carnivores. If they try our probiotics, which are standard, I mean, these are mostly from like baby poop from human life. Like this is what mom gives us, right? And carnivores will poop blood and mucus trying out a probiotic. I'm like, your gut, and they can't take oxalates. So we have 5 oxalate degraders in here. And we
mm,
miss these after our gut starts to lose the keystone flora. These are keystone flora that every gut requires for longevity in life. If not, people develop all kinds of issues, food allergies, nervous system problems like mood, depression, anxiety, tremor, whatever, seizures, and as well as every aspect of our every system in our body: fatty liver, fatty pancreas, fatty heart disease, hypertension, diabetes. People are doing all the CGM, super whacked out. They can't eat food. Every food raises their blood sugar. Well, that is so immensely wrong. A
yeah.
lot of foods will be lowering our blood sugars, but they don't have enough acidity to make starches into fiber, which is what should happen to, make resistant starches from fiber, from carbohydrates. And they don't tolerate FODMAPs. Well, FODMAPs are our best prebiotics. They're the superfuels for our keystones like this.
So where did it all start to go wrong? Was it mostly with the food supply here, or do we also have to look beyond? Because you're talking about the bacteria, you're talking about parasite, you're talking about infections in there as well, and those two kind of go together. But where do we start to go wrong with everything that we started to see so many people that just can't tolerate food at all?
I'm a big fan of Weston A. Price. He's one of the first like
Yep.
nutrition anthropologists. I was like a chapter leader here in my area here in California, and he really had it right. Like he could see within just one generation the narrowing of the dental palate when people switch from whole grains, soaking and fermenting whole grains and legumes, to eating processed carbs,
Yeah.
flour, and margarine. So moving from natural saturated fats from tallow, beef, and then pork lard, or schmaltz, like in Jewish tradition, schmaltz and goose, duck, chicken fat. And I'm Asian, so we had a lot of lard. But when people moved to seed oils, there was a huge damage that happened. It
Mm.
would wipe out all our omega-3s, which we would barely get from, grass-fed, pasture-raised meats and fish and poultry, and then wiping out omega-3 with all these seed oils that are heavy, 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 and usually rancid omega-6. You're changing our inflammatory patterns. And in one generation, Western Price noted, not just narrowing of the teeth, but all the diseases of chronic conditions of modern America, modern living. So high blood pressure, diabetes, heart attacks, strokes, mood changes, brain. I mean, I'm sure when the narrowing of the palate happened, something happened in the brain as well.
Yeah.
And we had never seen this in all of Homo sapiens, our fossil history in, a million years, from Neanderthal to our current, Homo sapien, to have such a change in our cranial structure.
Hmm.
That's unheard of in
And
human
in
history.
such a small amount of time, right? It's
Small
like
time.
so much changed in the last century. We kind of brushed that off. It's like, look how technologically advanced we are. Look how much we've done in the last hundred. But in the last 100 years, it's like, look how sick we've really become.
That's a true sign of sickness. Yeah, when the whole jaw changes. I mean, no wonder
Yeah.
people have so much TMJ. I have some friends, oh my God, they got to get Botox here. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, that's ridiculous. Because the pain here is just so tight, and they already wear,
Right.
non-grinding tooth devices and things. Like, everyone's stressed.
Everyone's stressed, and this is how we're answering it with things that are neurotoxins to just avoid the symptoms without ever asking
True.
why. And
Right.
that happens so much nowadays when you see just people with so many different of the gut issues, the bloating, there's so many different ones out there that it's never really like too many questions about the why. And therefore you can't really get to a true solution of healing.